Good afternoon, guys. Get myself set up here. Get going here just a second, but we do have a tornado warning for Pike County, Illinois. We're going to go ahead and hop on here and cover that while we have a chance to. Right now, rotation doesn't appear to be too tight, but we'll go ahead and dive into that just a minute here. Get myself all set up here. Let's give me a few to do this real quick here. All right. So this is going to be a tornado warning for this cell here in Pike County, Illinois. It's going to be radar indicated rotation. This storm, though, is producing, confirmed by trained spotters, hail up to ping pong ball size in diameter. So we're going to be talking about hail that's going to not only bust your car's windshield, but is also going to potentially dent the siding of your house. There's a lot potential here for a lot of damage here, but this is actually a really beefy looking storm here. We see the hook, pretty pronounced hook here on radar. But this storm is likely what we call elevated, which means it's not quite making it down to the surface in terms of winds and rotation, which is good news right now. Let's go ahead and dive in here. I just got myself set up here. Let's go ahead and get the camera going here. What's going on, guys? Right here. So let's go ahead and dive in here. So this storm is going to be over Pleasant Hill, Nebo, Martinsburg area. We have a gigantic hail core here highlighted here in purple. On the backside of this, so we have winds that are coming down facing this way, and we have winds trying to rush in here like this. And the cause of the rotation is those turning of winds here. And this is going to be for the southwestern portion of the Illinois area. Now, this rotation here, we see this green color here. It's coming back this way. And the red color is coming back in this way. So we have a little bit of it meeting right in here, but nothing overly concerning that's going to tell us, hey, there's a tornado in here. Nothing like that at this point. It does have potential. Definitely has potential, judging by the environment that it's in today. But right now, it's looking like it's mainly going to be a big hail producer here in Pike County. We do have a couple of the radars here pulled up. This one's going to tell me some counties for me. So right now, this is going to be in Pike County, heading in toward Greene and Scott counties here in the next couple of minutes. But right now, that warning is tornado warning is only going to be for Pike County. That storm is located over the Pleasant Hill area. Go ahead and leave some of these areas off that's in the warning here. So Pearl, let's go ahead and zoom in. Green Pond, Bedford, Strott. It's going to be basically over the north of the town is Nebo here. It's going to be moving east, almost due east here at around, we'll say about 35 to 40 miles per hour. Now, the hail has been confirmed at ping pong ball size, up to golf balls as well, being reported a little bit earlier in the town of Louisiana, just across the border into Missouri with this storm. So overall, this storm is quite beefy. Get this set up here. Perfect. No, that's not perfect. But this is going to be this warning is going to be for southeastern Pike County until 4:15 Central Time. But again, the rotation on this does appear to be quite overall limited right now. We'll watch it very closely as there is potential for this to spin up a tornado. There is a threat for tornadoes today. Go ahead and zoom out here. I've overlaid the SPC outlook here on the map. Areas in green over here toward Fort Wayne, Indiana, Lima, Ohio, up to Bowling Green, Ohio, Mansfield, Columbus, all the way down to Cincinnati. You guys are in a low risk over here. Over here in yellow, Lafayette, Indiana, Kokomo, Indiana. Go ahead and say Fort Wayne's borderline, although I'm going to say south of Fort Wayne. Marion, Muncie, Fishers, Indianapolis proper, Columbus, Bloomington, Seymour. You guys are in a slight risk for severe weather tonight. Now, if you live south of Indianapolis here, so if you live Indianapolis and areas to the south, so Bloomington Forest area down toward Louisville, down toward Evansville, you guys are in a tornado risk this evening with these storms that are currently happening out west. These are going to push eastward through the day, afternoon, evening. They're going to reach Indiana. There's potential there for a severe weather threat for all hazards. Now, if you live north of Indianapolis, you guys are going to be in just a wind and hail threat. So all the way up here to US 24, basically, all the way up here to the green line, it has a wind and hail threat tonight. Same thing with Illinois here. The yellow area has a risk for severe weather, but right now most of this is staying south here. So the enhanced risk down here in southern Illinois and southwestern Indiana is where the majority of these storms are going to be happening and where the strongest majority or the strongest storms are going to be happening throughout the day. We're going to go ahead and overlay the tornado risk for you because I know a lot of you guys care about the tornado risk in particular. A lot of you guys have storm anxiety. Go ahead and overlay that for you. Here is the overall risk for tornadoes today. There in green is the lowest risk today, but is a risk nonetheless. Down here in the red shaded area, is a 5% risk, so basically a level 2 on the risk chart for tornadoes. So it's a little bit higher of a risk, but overall not a gigantic risk today. It is definitely a possibility, but not something we're going to look at and go, oh, we got to watch for tornadoes closely. Nothing like that today at all. There is just one warning here in effect. Go ahead and take that back off the screen here and go back to the SPC outlook. I like the look that it can overlay with this, but this is going to be for the county of Pike. It's going to be moving in toward the let's see, what is this? Scott County and Greene County here in next about 10-15 minutes. Be on here for a little while here. Our plan is to cover this mainly for Indiana tonight. We do have a few chasers who are going to be stopping by in the Indiana area who are going to be chasing later on this evening. So we don't have any chasers out right now in Illinois, unfortunately. So we just want to hop on here and give you guys an update here in regards to the storm threat that's incoming tonight, but also give you guys a heads up that, hey, there's some nasty storms coming. Large hail looks to be the primary concern with this. We see this purple and black on this storm here. That is really high reflectivity there, but looking at the vertically integrated liquid, this is a gigantic hail core with this storm here in Illinois. This is going to be probably more than likely right now producing ping pong ball size hail. The warning is actually up to golf ball size, but roughly the same size ping pong golf ball, a little bit smaller on the golf ball side, but these storms are producing a lot of hail, and that's going to be the primary concern this evening. But as we can see with the radar here, it's a pretty pronounced hook that we see some rotation trying to develop with this storm. It's just the storm is not coming to the surface just yet at this point. That may be the case also through the evening. If it does come to the surface, we're going to have these bright greens and bright reds start meeting. We'll have to watch this closely here. That could be a potential hang up here as these storms move more so eastward through the afternoon and evening. Kenice, this is not Michigan. This is going to be Illinois. Michigan does have a threat for thunderstorms later on this evening. However, no severe weather up there is expected. The overall risk for severe weather is just south of the border today, but you guys do have a threat for some storms later on this evening, just not severe. We're going to keep it right here on this. We are going to actually take that off, back to the gray screen there. I like the gray look. We'll come back to the SPC if people have questions, but for right now, I'll leave it on this look. Looking on the overall velocity of this storm, does not appear to be too impressive. There is potential here for a tornado, although right now it does not appear to be that high. So we just got a new severe warning now for southern Scott County. So this county just up here. Again, this just got shaded in here. This is going to be mainly for hail, I believe. Yes, golf ball size hail as well as 60 mile per hour winds. So severe hail and wind here. The hail with this is definitely the huge concern with these storms. You don't want to be outside in these taking the first golf ball on your head. That's just not what we want to see. So if you live in Pike County or Scott County, go ahead and put Greene County as well on the alert with this. There's no warning for Greene County, but the storm is moving into the county here in the next couple of minutes. So Greene County, I would expect a warning to be issued for you guys. But if you guys live anywhere from, say, Whitehall, Hillview, Root House, all the way up here, Highway 67 to Alsey, Winchester, 106, Highway 106 here, Florence, Bloomfield, Linville, you guys all need to be inside, taking your shelter now. You don't want to be outside. Hail can start falling even before rain sometimes with these storms, especially on your backside of these storms. So just doesn't have to be raining for you to get storm or for you to get hail on your head. Just make sure you're taking precautions if you live in the path of this cell. No problem, Kenice. Hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. So we'll be live here for at least a few more minutes. We're not going to stay on too long. Like I said, we're going to cover more so Indiana tonight because we have chasers out and about that are planning to be out and about at least. So we're going to focus more so heavily on Indiana Strat later on. But right now, we just want to give you guys the brief update here. Looking back to the south here in Missouri, these storms are going to be pushing into Illinois next to half hour or so. These all carry potential for large hail, damaging winds, and as well as an isolated tornado. We have two warnings here just across the border. Just got the updated warning now for the county of Greene. Like I just said there, Greene County is now underneath that warning. Tornado tag is possible, as well as golf ball size hail likely with 60-mile-per-hour winds. So the whole spectrum of severe weather hazards with these storms today. This is where in Indiana, we're talking around central Indiana, although the entire state really of Indiana has a threat tonight. We can go ahead and revert back there. We have a chaser centered out as north central Indiana who will be planning to go out tonight to chase. But right now, the highest threat in Indiana for tonight is going to be down here in the southwest portion of the state. However, there is a risk all the way up basically to the Michigan border, just shy of the Michigan border up here. So if you're in Fort Wayne, you're under a threat. Auburn under the threat. Angola, LaGrange, South Bend, Michigan City, Gary, you guys are not underneath the threat tonight. But still, you could see some thunderstorms up that way. The chaser we have out is going to be probably right around the north central Indiana area up here in this slight risk yellow area, somewhere up in this general vicinity. We are watching latest models as well closely. I know a lot of the guys who follow this page, a lot of you guys, should I say, not a lot of the guys, but you guys follow this page are from the Michigan area. So we try to keep a close eye here on Michigan as well. There is no threat right now for severe weather in Michigan. We don't expect that to be a threat at all. The model data, stuff like that, has all the instability, wind shear stuff to the south. We could still see some storms overnight tonight, later on tonight. Possible, actually likely if you live close to the border, but severe weather is not anticipated for you guys up there this evening. Whoops. There we go. Storm's looking a little bit more disorganized now in terms of what we saw a bit earlier. We had a really pronounced hook a few scans ago, right about there. Look at that hook, guys. That is insane. But it closed off, and it looks like it's going to try to recycle here. I could watch radar all day, guys. It's just fascinating to me. Crazy. All right, so tornado warning continues here for southeastern Pike County. A severe warning now in effect for Greene and Scott counties, northern Greene, southern Scott counties in southwestern Illinois. These are producing golf ball size hail that has been confirmed over the past couple of about a half hour or so, as well as damaging winds that have not been spotter confirmed or train spotter confirmed. They do have potential here. These heavy thunderstorms, sometimes we'll get a lot of rain, a lot of hail falling at once. It can cause some outward motion of the winds here. We call it downburst or microbursts. Sometimes macrobursts as well, but they all mean the same thing, just a lot of wind. There's potential for that in this storm. So we'll be watching that closely here. So this storm is moving in toward the Alsey, Winchester, Murrayville, Woodson, Root House, Athensville, Whitehall area over the next couple of minutes. I'm going to take that back off the screen here so we can just have a basic look. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and take our look at velocity here. So for rotation, we want to see bright greens and bright reds mean together. So we don't see that right now with this storm. We haven't really seen much at all with this. We had a little bit brighter colors back here earlier, but still nothing that would say, hey, there's a tornado here. Just something that says, hey, the storm is actually rotating. We did have a little bit better look here by Pleasant Hill. Still not too tight with this. It's just kind of hanging out there. Might be trying to cycle through back here a little bit where we see this green and red trying to beat back here by Nebo and Strout. Overall, not concerned with that scan. We'll see how that trends. How much rain tonight? Where are you at? Let me know where you're at. I will let you know. These storms back further to the south do have some areas, should I say, pockets of elevated wind near here. Eolia, I want to say, heading into Paynesville, Anata. This is an area here, probably straight line winds. Might be topping 60 or 70 there. So these storms are pretty gusty as they move into southern Illinois. Do have a chaser down here, Brandon Kopik, I see, who's going to be on these storms momentarily. He is copyrighted, though, so we cannot take him live. He is not our chaser. He's just one of the chasers that we know about. He's an active chaser here in the region. So we'll have to keep an eye on his feed behind the scenes to see what he's seeing with these storms. Still not seeing much in the way of anything to be too concerned about with that. Our coverage area is Illinois. We don't really cover Missouri much unless there's storms like right now where they're more so about to enter into Illinois. So the border of Illinois is right here. And the storms are just, I don't know why it does this. I'm just trying to draw here. And here the storm is just off here pushing into Illinois. These storms right now are spiking above right around 45,000 feet in the atmosphere. These are really tall updrafts here. So that's also why we're getting these reports of hail above golf ball size. We actually just got a confirmed. Okay, wow. Per emergency management in Pike County, there is a 74 mile per hour gust in Nebo. So that's going to be right out in front here. Let's go ahead and take back the other radar. Let's go ahead and find Nebo here. There is Nebo right here. This storm on the back side here is producing 74 plus mile per hour winds. So we're talking weak tornado status of straight line winds here. We're not talking an actual tornado. We're talking winds equal to, in a straight line, going in a straight line, a weak tornado. So that's also why we take straight line wind stuff seriously here, because it doesn't have to be a tornado to cause significant damage. We can get a lot of damage just from straight line winds. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on here. So this storm, as it moved through Nebo, go ahead and take a look at that here. We can actually see a pretty good bulge of what we call RFD here, rear flank downdraft on the storm. So taking this draw tool here and kind of drawing this out, winds are coming back down this way and they're bulging out this way. This is your winds here. So that is exactly what happened here in the town of Nebo, which is right here. We look back here, we take a look at our radar, check how fast that bulges out. Boom. Nebo just got hit with a lot of wind there, and now it's kind of broadening back out. You can actually see how this came to be here. If we look at the purples on this part of the storm near Nebo, you're going to see it come down and around. So watch this. It comes out, hits Nebo. Now watch on the south side of Nebo here. We're seeing this come back this way now on the latest scan. Now we have it come back all the way here. Like Nebo just got annihilated by winds. That's insane. So we're seeing that all curve back up in there. That is your straight line damaging winds from rear flank downdraft, and that is why we take these storms seriously. That loop is incredible. We don't see that very often, but that is just insanity. You can see it moving in there. That's your winds. Probably some hail in there too. So likely wind-driven hail with this storm as well, because this is a pretty decent-sized hail core. With 75 mile per hour winds, there's likely going to be a lot of hail damage in the Pleasant Hill, Nebo area. A little bit of radar geek in me just kind of geeked out over that, but that is insane. Hopefully everybody in that area is okay. We never want to see that, but that's just a really interesting look there on our Doppler radar that we're looking at. You don't see that every single day. Southwest Illinois. This is where it's at. Pike County in Southwest Illinois, heading into Greene and Scott counties. I'm going to save that screen on my back end here. I'm going to save this on my phone. But before I do that, I want to point out this storm down here is starting to have a hook on it too. Just south of Clarksville, Missouri here. Be crossing over into Illinois momentarily. Is there any rotation on that? Not really. Not just yet. We do have some rotation trying to pick up here near Pearl. I want to save that for my records there. That was a radar loop that I am not going to forget for a while. And like I said, I hope everybody's okay in the town of Nebo here. Got a report also of a rotating wall cloud in Nebo as well. So rotating wall clouds are the precursor to tornadoes. Or they can be. They're not always, but they can be a precursor to tornadoes. Is this actually live? How do I do that? Hey, Freedom, what's up, man? Tornado warning has now been dropped per Gibson Ridge radar here. It's still on radar Omega here in the red box. It has been dropped. Rotation has decreased. There it goes. Just dropped off the screen here. But the warning for severe, which is equal basically to a weak tornado for 70-mile-per-hour winds here, and also ping pong ball size hail is still going here for Scott and Greene County in Southwest Illinois. And Freedom, I don't know if you're interested in this kind of stuff, but you just missed one of the all-time greatest radar loops that I've seen in a while, where this wind-driven hail here just annihilated the city of Nebo here. Go ahead, go over this again for you just joining in here. So we have this area here of a supercell coming back on the backside. We call this RFD winds, where it kind of bulges out here. Your winds are circling back around here. But as that happened, there's also air that came rushing back behind the storm this way. We're seeing in the purple here. Go ahead and watch the purple. It circulates back behind the actual behind of the storm. And that's likely here to have caused a lot of hail damage in Nebo. 75-mile-per-hour gusts reported in Nebo, 74 to be exact. And also ping pong ball size hail confirmed. So that's likely going to have quite a bit of damage with it. Never want to see that. This storm back here is starting to get really interesting with the hook here near Anada, about to cross over here into Illinois. So these storms are cranking, guys. If not for tornadoes, then, equal to weak tornado winds, straight line winds, 70, 80 miles an hour, as well as ping pong ball size hail with this. All right, going back up here. No rotation really on radar anymore to be concerned about. Storm does look like it's going through a cycling phase here. It was pretty organized back here. We had this nice pronounced hook with this that gusted out, and now it's looking to either reorganize or weaken altogether But judging by what I'm seeing here, it's likely going to try to reorganize here. We're going to watch this storm back here to the south and west of this one near Elioy, or this storm here near Paynesville. We're going to say Paynesville instead. This will be crossing over in Illinois here momentarily. It's starting to get a hook on this as well. Further north, nothing really happening, just some scattered thunderstorms up there. No severe. Further north of close to I-70 here, there's nothing happening up there. Or it's not I-70, sorry, about I-72. Nothing north of I-72. These storms, Freedom, hail. I'm going to say hail and wind is your main threat. There is a low chance today for a tornado. These storms are supercell, so they do have potential for a tornado. Although looking on the velocity right now, they're more so elevated in nature, which is not going to be supportive of tornadoes at this point. That could change, though, through the evening. I'm going to pull up, got a chaser here, not our chaser, but a pretty popular chaser. You guys have probably heard of him if you guys are up to date with weather. Brandon Kopik, he is right here, down here just south of this storm. So I'm going to take his feed. I can't bring it up live for you guys. Unfortunately, he is copyright and stuff like that. We get in major trouble if we did that. But he is live on these storms, looks like. So I'm going to pull it up on my end of things where you guys cannot see it. I'll let you guys know what he's seeing as well. He's heading north on 67, basically right in position for this storm. So I'm really curious at what he's seeing. So I'm going to pull this up and see if I can figure anything out. But either way, severe thunderstorm warnings remain in effect here for, oh, wow, he's got a beautiful shelf cloud there. He's got, yeah, it's a nice shelf. But we do have a severe warnings here in effect for Scott County and Greene counties. Those are going to go until roughly 5 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Eastern. Do I think St. Louis is in trouble later? St. Louis, I'm going to say in trouble in what terms? You do have a line of storms forming off to your east, but overall, the risk for tornadoes, wind, and hail is the same down in St. Louis as they are up here. I think the primary threat is going to be wind and hail, but don't be shocked if you get a few tornado warnings in there. Overall environment right now, at least, is supporting more so hail and wind. And your threat's coming about, I'd say, an hour or two. Any word on who got loaded up with sunshine? I have not checked satellite this morning there, Freedom. So I have eyes been on Brandon's stream from this storm up here that was previously tornado warned. It looks like it's trying to organize better here on radar. I'm also watching this. It's a beautiful storm. I wish I could show you guys this. If you guys do have Radar Omega app, or if you guys follow Brandon Kopik on YouTube or Facebook, he might be live over there too. It's a beautiful storm. But this storm down here looks like it's trying to organize its best too. Got some brighter reflectivity or velocity showing up over Paynesville. This will be crossing over in Illinois in about 10 minutes. Yeah, this was trying to get organized again here. It's kind of went from organized back here, pretty organized, to cluttered, to now it's trying to come back around when trying to hook back out. So we'll have to watch this again. Might be trying to cycle through into a new area of rotation, which we're actually kind of seeing that here on radar too. We have some greens and reds starting to strengthen with this. So we'll keep an eye on that. What's up, Alan? All right, we got a new wall cloud developing now on stream. So he's looking right at this thing, right where the wall cloud would be. Just south of Hillview looks like is where this is actually developing. This is also a good tool to use here for us here in the studio doing these broadcasts. When we have chaser feeds that we don't have our chasers out, we can always pull other chasers feeds. We can't show them to you, but we have a good information from those feeds to help us out to get a good idea of what's going on with these. Are you watching both of us, Alan? If you are, that's awesome. It's a beautiful storm out there, though. That's something you don't see over here in Michigan too often. Well, thanks for stopping by, Freedom. Appreciate you hopping in here. We'll be live more so later tonight for Indiana. We do have chasers of our own going out tonight for Indiana. So stay tuned for that a little bit later on. I don't want to be on here too long for Illinois. The threat should remain pretty much large hail, damaging winds, low threat for a tornado or two. Still a possibility, though, across southern and central Illinois. Whoops, don't want that. There we go. And these are really tall storms, too. We're talking close to 50,000 feet. That's going to promote a lot of hail. There's your report back here, just to the east of Pleasant Hill. In Nebo, that's going to be a 74 mile per hour gust per emergency management. I'm really curious to see how populated is Nebo. Let's go ahead and take the. It actually looks pretty small, which is great news. But still, if you live in or near Nebo, that was probably going to be some insane hail for you guys. That loop of radar is just insane. There's Nebo, got bulged. The RFD bulge is over Nebo, and then it came back and circulated back around. It's just insane. All right, checking on rotation here. Still not much here with rotation. We are getting new warnings now here for Illinois. One for Calhoun County, and the next one's going to be, I believe, what county is this? There's no county name on this one. Is it still Calhoun? I'll wait for it to pop in here. It might just be Calhoun County. Yep, just for Calhoun County, and then also Greene County again, getting in on that warning. I don't believe they included Jersey County in this. No, no Jersey. So yeah, multiple warnings now coming in here for severe weather. This warning is going to be for 60 mile per hour winds as well as quarter size hail. That's going to be for Calhoun County, northern Calhoun County, and also western Greene, and then central and southern Calhoun County getting in on this golf ball size hail and 60 mile per hour winds for that warning now as well. Still not much here in terms of rotation with these storms, but if I were to put you on the hail product here, yeah, that's what I'm afraid of there. Large hail core heading into Root House and Whitehall. That's pretty. That one down here is even worse. Holy, that's like maxed out over Silex. Holy smokes. Holy smokes, the hail on this is insane. If you happen to be in the hail cores of any of these storms, you are likely going to have a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Oh, does he? I will look at that, Freedom. Appreciate the heads up, though. Oh, yeah, he does, doesn't he? A lot of these chasers actually have really good views on these. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our reflectivity here and our velocities. Still not seeing anything here rotating, which is great news, which means you can probably hop off here pretty soon. But overall, if these storms across southern Illinois are producing a monster amount of hail, likely up to golf ball size hail. Looks like we got a new warning coming in here. This is going to be for Scott County. Actually, no, that's already in place. What did I just miss here? I missed something. Nope, I guess not for Illinois. For Missouri instead. So yeah, if you happen to get in these or in these storms, you will likely have a significant amount of hail. So basically, just take your precautions now. If you live in southern Illinois, whether you're about to be hit by these storms, or if you are out here across south central Illinois from Springfield south, you have time if you're out ahead of these storms. If you're not in a warning, at least, to get outside, put your cars in the garage if you have a garage, or protect them, put them against a structure, your garage, your house, put them against something so where hail that might be wind driven will hit something instead of hit your car instead. Try to block it in is what I'm trying to stay here. These storms are producing a lot of hail, and they're not just a little bitty size hail, it's giant hail. We're talking golf balls here. Multiple reports coming in of at least quarter to golf ball size all across northern, so should I say central Missouri and southwestern Illinois here. We have a couple spotter reports, a little bit larger than golf ball size hail coming in. Damaging winds up with this storm as well in the supercell. And these supercells are reaching above 70 miles per hour as well. So overall takeaway from tonight should be these storms are producing a large amount of hail, a large amount of damaging winds. There's a low chance that we could see a tornado or two possible across Illinois this afternoon and evening. But the hail and the wind threat is the most significant with these storms. I keep hearing alerts go off here. Oh, we actually have a few other things down here, a few other warnings. Just notice this. Further south in Illinois, way far south, down here by Paducah. We have a couple severe thunderstorm warnings in effect down here. Those are going to be for the counties of Johnson, Union, Massac, as well as Pulaski. And this warning is going to be for, holy cow. These warnings are going to be for golf ball 70-mile-per-hour winds, and then there's also this warning here for Pulaski, Massac, Pope, and Johnson for tennis ball size hail. So we've just crossed into a new category here. We're talking tennis ball size hail. Towns included in these warnings are Vienna, Cypress, Belknap, Karnak, Dongola, Bucumbe, Goreville, New Burnside, Simpson, Highway 24 here, North-South Highway, Wartrace, Pond, Flatwoods, Dixon Springs, Renshaw, Reevesville, Big Bay, Temple Hill, New Columbia, Grinzell. You guys are in line here for giant hail. If you guys watch Reed Timmer, he uses the term gorilla hail. It applies here. Holy cow. Has that been confirmed? Is that observed hail or is that just radar indicated? What are they saying with this? I don't have that. All right, I'm going to pull up this over here and get an actual source from this. Radar indicated. Geesh. So golf ball to tennis ball size hail in these storms down here on the Ohio River, just north of the Ohio River down here in southern Illinois. We're talking tennis balls down here. That is a monster storm. And it's just getting going too. So this has been, yeah, it has really been freedom. The storms down here across South Illinois, South Indiana have just been insane lately. That's actually where most of the tornadoes have been occurring as well. The good news, though, with these storms is they were looking more so isolated, where they have a little bit of a storm up here. We had one here, one here, one here. But as this is moving east, they're combining and congealing into one big line here. So that should turn the threat more so. It's not going to rule out tornadoes, but it favors more of a wind and a hail threat from now on if these storms continue to converge into a line. If they stayed individual, the threat for extremely large hail, like tennis ball size hail, as well as the threat for a tornado or two would be highest if these storms were to stay by themselves. But because they're congealing, that kind of lowers the risk for very large hail. As well as a tornado. We're not going to say it's not going to be impossible yet. It's just that threat is coming down with these storms lining up together instead of staying by themselves. If that makes sense for you guys. Still, though, we're going to call these semi-discrete. You'll hear us use that term a little bit throughout the summer. There's discrete, meaning solo storms by themselves. That means discrete. Line segment, linear. That's kind of what we see here. But these storms right now are what we call semi-discrete. You can still make out individual features of these storms. You have a supercell here, we have a supercell here, a supercell here, but they're all joining together. So there's still supercells in here, but they have combined. So we call those semi-discrete. So these do still carry some potential for tornadoes and extremely large hail. But latest scans here, they are combining, which is good news. So hopefully that continues. And these should become more so into a QLCS. We call them MCS or convective complex, which is basically a linear squall line. So these are going to continue across southern Illinois here towards southwestern Indiana, as well as central Indiana over the course of the next 5 to 6 hours. These aren't moving too terribly fast either, so they're going to take a little bit of time to get across Illinois. They're moving about 35 or so, give or take a few, miles per hour. So it's going to take a while to traverse eastward towards Indiana. But when it does get there, it should be on a weakening trend, which is good news. But still, severe weather is likely all across Illinois and also southwest Indiana. And that risk does continue up north towards the Michigan border. Go ahead and overlay that again. So if you guys are watching from Michigan, you guys don't have a severe threat for tonight, but you guys would have a thunderstorm risk. Now, there is a difference. Not often. I mean, I can't say that. A lot of times in Michigan, people will say, well, if we get a storm, it's going to be severe, because a lot of times, especially lately, we've been talking a lot of storms that are just severe. We haven't really had just general storms, so tonight should be one of those nights where you should get a risk for general type of thunderstorms that shouldn't be severe up in Michigan. This is your severe risk. It stops basically at Toledo. It does include Bowling Green, Ohio, Auburn, Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indiana. But if you're up here by the border, Angola, LaGrange, South Bend, Gary, Michigan City, you guys are not in that risk. Toledo proper, not in that risk. Wauseon, not in that risk. Anywhere north of there into Michigan is just not in that risk. Look up a model here so I can show you guys the forecast. Actually, I have that on. Hold on. I have the models on Radar Omega. I can just show you guys here. So future forecast here. So this is what the radar looks like now, or so to speak. This is what it's going to do. It's going to continue across Illinois here as a squall line. And we have this overlaid here with that slight risk, which is basically a good place for that slight risk here where the heaviest thunderstorms are expected. They have that marginal in place further north here because instability cuts off right around that green-yellow line. But further north into Michigan here, just some scattered thunderstorms. They shouldn't be severe at all. The heaviest remain further south here in Indiana, but these could remain severe all the way through southwestern Ohio, but they should be weakening as they move across, we'll say, central Indiana. They should be at the strongest across Illinois, obviously, from now next couple hours. But when it gets to Indiana, a slow weakening trend will be expected here as they move across. So up here in Michigan, though, for you guys watching from Michigan, just some scattered thunderstorms, nothing severe is expected. And that is because when we look at our instability, which is what we're going to need for severe weather, it's highest off in the south part of the state. If I can find it, here it is. This isn't exactly the one I wanted to look at here. It highlights it pretty well. So the green there in green that's your instability. We see it highlighted down here where the heaviest is. And then it continues across Indiana, and then it'll die out here across Ohio. So the risk area is pretty well placed. Now to explain negative tilt. Negative tilt describes a low pressure system. It's hard to explain without visualizing it. Basically, when low pressure deepens, the tilt of the trough kind of turns. It's hard to explain. It's super hard to explain without visualizing this. Trying to think of a good way to put this. It's just way too hard to explain without visualizing it. If you Google, though, what is a negatively tilted trough versus a positive trough, that may explain a little bit better. Hopefully, they had some visualizations for you. But Joel or Alex will be able to explain that more so for you. But for me, I'm kind of at a loss for words for that. Discrete individual cells, yes. Discrete means individual cells. I did not see that, Freedom. I did not see that. All right, popping back in here, watching these storms again. We've been kind of goofing off, so to speak. These storms are producing very large hail as well as intense damaging winds. Looks like there's a pretty good storm near Wentzville about to cross this highway here, Highway 61, moving into the Illinois region momentarily. These are all warned. The entire line from Wentzville up here to Whitehall is warned for large hail and damaging winds. Got another little lone cell popping up back here behind this line too. Keep an eye on him. Further to the north, though, not seeing much of anything here. This could develop. Possibility it could. But these are just insane. Was an MD out there the other day that mentioned negative tilt, and I saw the Greek in front of me. Okay, so I can explain this in a way where you maybe understand it in simplified terms. But a negatively tilted trough supports severe weather a lot more than a positive trough. Just because the way the wind shear and stuff sets up, it's oriented, stuff like that. There's a lot that goes into it. A lot of the synoptic forecasting meteorology side of it. It's just conducive for severe weather a whole lot more than other types of troughs. All right, we're approaching about an hour being live here. So about to hop off here. Looking at the velocity one more time. There's not much here that's concerning right now for a tornado or two being possible. I don't really see that. We do have a new warning now in effect. This is going to be for Morgan County for large hail here. Ping pong ball size hail, as well as 60-mile-per-hour winds. That expires in about 45 minutes, so that puts it right around 5:30 Central. But you can see the gust front taking shape on this line all throughout, right about there. So expect hail, a lot of it. Expect a lot of wind. Wind-driven hail also possible, which wind-driven hail is a lot more dangerous than just hail falling out of the sky. When you have hailstones moving at 50, 60 miles per hour, that's a whole nother level of threat. So the possibility definitely exists and has already occurred with these storms. There's actually a report near Root House now coming in of 1-inch hail by a trained spotter. So 1-inch hail is equal to a quarter size in diameter. So that's the most typical, and also the threshold of a severe warning for hail would be just 1 inch in diameter or a quarter. 1.25 is half dollar size, and I believe 1.5 is ping pong, 1.75 is golf ball, and then so on and so forth. So these are producing hail. It's still producing hail. There's reports all over the place about of these. Let's go ahead and turn on the layer here. Let's go ahead and do this real quick. Let's go ahead and do last 10 minutes. Storm reports. 30 minutes. Let's go 3 hours. Let's go 1 hour. We'll go 3 hours. Why not? No, I turned it off. There we go. Here we go. Here's all your hail reports of these storms from Spotter Network. Not all of them, because these are just from trained spotters. There's also public reports, stuff like that. But every single triangle that you see here, there's a plethora of them just south of Mexico, Missouri. There's one here, one here, one here, one here. There's one here. There's that 70-mile-an-hour gust. Here's one here. These storms are producing a lot of hail. Let's go down here to this one. There's a report of 50-mile-per-hour winds out of these storms a little bit ago from Broadcast Media. This warning is still in effect down here by the Ohio River Valley. This is going to be for the counties still of Johnson, Pope, and Massac counties, as well as Pulaski County. But Pulaski County is about to move out of your area and into Johnson and Massac counties, as well as Pope County if it continues. And this warning was for tennis ball size hail, and it still is. It's warned for 70-mile-per-hour winds as well as tennis ball size hail. Looking at our hail tracker on radar here, it's still maxed out. It's not uncommon to see VIL, which is a product you're looking at, to be maxed out. It's not something we see every day though. It's also over a large area. On days like today, it's probably producing tennis ball size hail, for being quite honest. It's not something you want to see, but that is an insane signature there over Belknap, Karnak, Cypress. Wow. And here's a drop in our correlation coefficient as well. That's quite large. So let's move in toward Highway 24 here, Vienna, over Belknap and Cypress. Other areas here: Foreman, Wartress, Gantown, Pond, Bloomfield, Flatwoods, Simpson, Sanborn. You guys all need to be inside, away from windows, preferably far away from windows, because wind-driven hail that's tennis ball size will come through your windows quite easily. All right, let's go ahead and take a look back up here to the north. Macoupin County just got under a new severe thunderstorm warning. That is really trying to look really good on radar here again. It's going to be for half dollar size hail, so 1.25 inch. So it's coming down just a bit, but still quite significant. Looking at our radar here, I want to show you guys this hook back on radar. This storm has cycled back into a mean looking supercell here. It looks better on GR2. Is this old? No, let's go ahead and take GR2 back. This storm is looking like it has a hook back on radar here. So likely on the south side of the storm where this wind or where this hook is coming back down is where you're going to have RFD winds, rear flank downdraft, that could drive some hail. So this is going to be, again, a dangerous storm moving in toward Macoupin County, as well as Morgan, and eventually, what county is this? Sangamon? Areas that I would be more so concerned about wind-driven hail right now are going to be down here with this hook. So Greenfield, oh, Brandon's right up in there too. Barr, Heddick, Palmyra, Modesto, Scottville. You guys are all in line for this wind-driven hail here, but also further to the north, this is still a hail core up here near Murrayville, Athensville, Scottville, Waverly, and Franklin. So if you live up in this warning anywhere in front of this storm or these storms in general, get inside. There's no tornadic threat right now, but this is not a good situation with hail flying at 70 miles per hour. A new tornado warning just got issued across the border here for Wentzville, just north of Wentzville, Missouri here. This is going to be radar indicated, and also no hail threat with this warning, but there is a severe warning over the tornado warning for hail. So all hazards being possible with that storm as that comes towards Illinois border here. Looking at the velocity on this one, I don't see much to be concerned about, but there is a spike here that's about to enter into Wentzville of winds, at the very least, some really gusty winds, upwards of 60 or 70 miles per hour. On radar here, again, just upwards of just over 60 here. So between 50 and 60 radar indicated winds. We do have a radar we can look at that's close by from right here, the St. Louis Airport, the terminal Doppler radar. We're going to look at the wind velocity there. That's closer to the ground there. Okay, so I can see a little bit better here. This is going to try and curve back, maybe like a little bit of indentation there just north of Wentzville. That may try to spin up something there, which I can see why they warned that. But still, watching that storm closely as it moves toward the Illinois area here. The border is about half county away. So we'll watch that storm as it moves up in toward the Illinois area. But overall, this is the main storm of concern with half dollar size hail, as well as 60 mile per hour winds here. These storms are going to crank all the way across Illinois towards Indiana. They should slowly weaken towards sunset tonight. When they get towards Indiana, they should begin to weaken. But we will be watching these close as these storms continue eastward. We do have more coverage coming later tonight for for Indiana. We do have a chaser who plans to be out tonight. So if need be, we'll be live with him here with live chasing. It should be dark though, so we'll be relying a lot on lightning for visuals and stuff like that. But we'll have radar coverage as well as keeping you guys safe, letting you guys know when you guys need to take shelter, so on and so forth. Oh, looks like there could be oh my. Looks like there could be some rotation with this storm. He's about to intercept. Okay, so this storm up here is now producing a potential tornado. I'm watching Brandon Copic stream, which his dot of where his position's right there. Looking at this storm, I don't see anything on reflectivity or velocity here that indicates tornado, but I'm looking on the stream here. It's at least a gustnado, really dusty potential tornado there. We'll see what they do with this. There's no tornado warning. Okay, there it is. It kind of spiked right there in front of him. Might be a tornado there developing. I'm watching him live right now. He's looking just north of Greenfield here in Illinois. This is going to be Greene County about to enter into Macoupin County. Brandon is saying that it is a 100% tornado. We'll see what NWS does with this. They'll probably issue a warning here momentarily. It's not warned right now for a tornado, but he is right up on the spike of velocity we're seeing. Let's see if we can see a CC. A little bit of one. So this is likely going to be a tornado on the ground here, just in front of Brandon here, just north of Greenfield and Wrights. No tornado warning on this storm, but it does appear visually here at least a gustnado. There's a lot of dust on the ground. It's not condensed, so it might be a gustnado, but it definitely would indicate it'd be in the right spot for a tornado at least. I wish I could show you guys his stream here, but I don't want to get in trouble with that. If you guys happen to know who Brandon Kopech is, go to his YouTube. You'll be able to watch that stream live. But it's really dusty, and yeah, it's interesting for sure, to say the least. It has lifted now, but there is a little bit of rotation here just north of Greenfield and Wrights. And Brandon, if you guys cannot see his dot here, he is right here up on that rotation. He is saying that that was, in his experience, a tornado for him. So we'll see if they do anything with this warning, if they extend this into or they upgrade this to a tornado warning, or they're going to keep it the same. That's also a good, like I said before, it's a good tool to use here for chasers in the field. Brandon's not affiliated with us, but he is quite a active chaser. We kind of keep an eye on when he's on these storms that are in the area to give us a better idea here of what's happening. So really good example of that right here, where he had visual on something that did not quite show up on radar. It's weak rotation for sure, and it definitely is tightening up here, right, in his general vicinity. So I'm not going to doubt him. I have, visual eyes saying at least a gustnado, a dusty type of gustnado was there. I'm not sure they're going to confirm that or not. New scan here coming in momentarily. Let's go and take a look at that on GR2. Still not updated for GR2. So latest scan there did broaden back out. So it tried to tighten right here just north of Greenfield. I get that off my screen. There we go. Just north of Greenfield here, just to the east of Wrights, Illinois, and the county of Greene County, as well as about to cross into Macoupin County here in the next couple of minutes. Would never have guessed that looking on that velocity scan in front of me here, that would be a tornado on the ground. So he's saying there's a new funnel forming to his north. So somewhere up here, he's driving north on 267 right now, just south of Athensville, saying there's a new funnel coming in. Waiting for a new scan here. This is heading into Macoupin County. So still no tornado warning on it. So I'm not sure if they're aware of this. I know he isn't really in communication with NWS, but a lot of his followers and a lot of his colleagues are. So I'm sure that they're in communication with NWS about this storm. So he's now going east on whatever road this is, 1900 north. And the rotation is just going to be off to his north and a little bit west there. I'm watching his feed here. He's just repositioning, nothing visual. It was on the ground. At least a gustnado was happening. I can't really say it was confirmed tornado. I wasn't there. Radar wouldn't really support that at this point, but it did kind of tighten up there just for one scan. Wouldn't be shocked if that was confirmed as a tornado, although it was circulating. It looked like one. Sometimes you can have what we call gustnados instead. They're not tornadoes, but you can get the spinning motion there when it's really dusty and underneath a good motion of a cloud base. So wouldn't be shocked to see that confirmed either way. Yeah, Freedom, if you can, it's not there anymore, but back it up like 5 minutes, you'll see it. All right, let's go ahead and zoom back out here. That tornado warning does look to be extended now into Waverly, Illinois here. So they extend it now for Brussels. I'm going to take another stream here real quick. Okay, nope. Keep it right here on Brandon. So this warning is now into Illinois. So this is going to be for the county of Calhoun, very southern Calhoun County. Up. Brandon has another, what could be a gustnado or tornado on the ground now. Okay, that's a tornado. That is a tornado. I'm looking at this now. That is a confirmed tornado there on Brandon's stream now. Just north of Greenfield and Athensville, just west of Barr. There's no warning on it still, but it is now back on the ground here. Rotation does not look tight at all, but it could be trying to tighten back up here. We see a good increase of our, I don't know, that's just not really showing up on radar here. It's a really low top type of circulation here. Go ahead and pull this up real quick, just so you guys can see that. I don't like doing this, but you can see it right there on stream there. That is his stream, not ours. Just want to make that clear. That is Brandon Kopech's stream, but that is 100% a tornado on the ground with that storm crossing into the Macoupin County area. This is going to be the NWS out of St. Louis. Who's responsible for this, but they're probably overwhelmed. They don't watch streams probably as well. So also looking at radar though, it doesn't have much in the way of rotation. Looking at this myself, I wouldn't say, hey, there's a tornado there. Doesn't look like that at all, but that's why spotters exist. It's still there too. All right, so we're gonna let him do his thing there. He is trying to get a report in to NWS on that storm. The storm looks really nice here on radar too. It looks like a really nice hook. You can see the hook here. It's a supercell, pretty accurate depiction here of a supercell. Holy cow. So he is right there in the RFD winds of the storm. He's in intense winds. Man, this is a good stream that he's got going on there. That's crazy. Dusty tornado there. Shouldn't be pulling that up for you guys, but I did want to get you guys a visual there. There it is, finally. Tornado warning. It is confirmed. Tornado observed. Tornado warning finally issued from St. Louis, NWS St. Louis there. Took them a little bit. They got it up there finally for Macoupin County. All right, so this is going to be a confirmed tornado on the ground. Let's go ahead and track this with our debris product here. You can actually see the debris ball now. Looks like on radar here pretty easily. Yeah, there you go. That is really tight now where he is at there, where the red and green is meeting here. What looks to be a debris ball here. It's a little off-centered. Somewhere in there, but likely still ongoing there. I have a stream here still pulled up. This is Southwest Illinois, Macoupin County. This is going to be observed tornado that is moving towards the city or the township of Barr between Palmyra and Heddick. We're going to go ahead and take back our velocity look to get a better idea. So it's going to be somewhere right in here, moving towards Barr, due east here towards Barr, Palmyra, Illinois, Heddick, Macoupin County. This is a confirmed tornado that is on the ground, that is on stream confirmed. I have eyes looking on my other stream here. If you guys want to see it yourself, it is a stream from Brandon Kopik. You can type it in on YouTube. It should pop up pretty high in the search results there. It is a confirmed on the ground still, heading towards Barr, Illinois, Macoupin County. It's turning into a large tornado now. That's a large tornado, guys. So yeah, this is going to be a serious situation now. This is going to be moving in toward the Barr area, moving toward Palmyra. The population of this area here, let's go ahead and get a track on this, get some times here. This is going to be moving due east at roughly about 40 miles per hour. So some areas impacted: Palmyra in 15 minutes, Millwood in 29 minutes, Greenridge in 30 minutes. Says population around 1,000, give or take. So there's not a lot of people in the path of this, but still a significant storm going on here. Looks like it's a multi-vortex type of tornado as well, moving towards the Palmyra area here. This is in Illinois, Macoupin County, and the rotation is increasingly tight here, moving right toward Barr. So if you guys live in Barr, what is the population of that? Let's go ahead and get a zoom in here, look on the area of Barr. Okay, it looks like it's just a little bit like a township corner type of thing. So not really a town there, but a little bit more of a population center there, probably about 50 to 100 people, I'd say. So that's not good news, but still it's good news. We don't have a large population. A lot of lightning with the storm as well. Really good hook on radar still. Velocity is increasing. This is likely going to be on the ground here for a little bit longer of a time. It's still on the ground, moving right towards Barr in Macoupin County, southwest Illinois. It's going to go right over the area of Barr here, if not already over. I'm hoping I don't see any damage here on this stream. Looks like a pretty rural area, a lot of farmsteads, so it's not heavily populated, but we're going to find out if there's any damage here momentarily. He's driving now eastward with it, so we'll keep an eye on that stream here. Looking at a few other things here. Definitely still something going on with that storm. Yeah, there's a little bit of a CC drop there. We can tell with that latest scan. I'm going to go ahead and get a slice through this. How high was that lofted? It's so hard to tell. Still on the ground, moving basically over Barr right now, continuing eastward. Should miss Palmyra just to the south here, although Palmyra is pretty much directly in line with this path. Heddick, just north of Heddick here. It's going to be Route 111 from Palmyra to Heddick. If you live from that area, east or west, be in your safe place. This is going to be southwestern Illinois, Macoupin County. This is a confirmed tornado that is on the ground, doing damage. Looks like his stream just cut out, unfortunately. We'll see if that comes back on, but we did have it. Not our chaser. Again, this is from Brandon Kopik. We had a good view of that. That was on the ground. It's really dusty type of tornado. So it took them a second to warn that, but they finally did. And that is going to be moving now towards... it's still pretty much over Barr. It's moving pretty slowly, which is good news, but the rotation center is going to be over Barr. Moving toward Palmyra now. So Palmyra, Heddick, Modesto. No other areas here. Looks like it's pretty rural. So that's good news. But this is going to ride just south of Palmyra Road, just north of, what road is this? Asbury. Center of rotation now going to be over right around the, give me a road. Conradi Road. We're looking at this to cross into the Palmyra, Heddick, Modesto area here next couple of minutes. I'll pop in my other radar here so I can get some, whoops. There we go. So we do have, I don't know why that just, there we go. That's my other laptop there. We're going to have that right in the background just in case. But this is a storm. Okay, we now have a new tornado warning now further to the south of this one. Go ahead and zoom out with this. Go back further south here. Some rotation now picking up just to the west of Kane. This is going to be in the county of Greene and Jersey County, northern Jersey, southern Greene. This is going to be a tornado warning now. This is not going to be confirmed. This is just going to be for radar indicated. But there is some rotation with this. We see it right here with this green and this red is kind of coming together. Not too tight just yet, but these storms are producing tornadoes with minimal signatures today. So we're going to go ahead and say a tornado is likely, might be on the ground with that. We just can't say for sure. I don't see anything on debris that would indicate this is on the ground. Yes, this is in Illinois, Freedom. This is going to be Greene and the southern Greene and northern Jersey County. This is going to be crossing pretty close to the Kane area, which is just north of that county border as well here. So we have two tornado warnings now in effect. The one further south for the Wentzville, St. Paul, Brussels area. I don't see anything here that would indicate rotation, but there is still some rotation or still a warning in effect. It's about to cross over into Illinois here, but right now, two tornado warnings still in Illinois. On the ground. This one up here by Barr is on the ground, confirmed. The one down here is just radar indicated rotation heading toward the city of Kane. We're going to take a 4-panel look at this on my end of things so I can track this more efficiently. Working solo today, so bear with me here as I get this up and going. So I want to keep an eye on that southern storm and also focus more so on the northern storm here because this is actually confirmed. I don't know if they're still on the ground. I have not heard any visual, or not any visual, but I haven't had a visual or heard any update from Brandon, who is streaming right now to his website. I don't know if it's still on the ground or not. It's a good looking storm though, good healthy looking storm, a lot of rising motion, which usually indicates the storm is strengthening. Not always, but most of the time it does. I don't see anything on the ground with the stream, although I can't see the base of the storm either. So we're just getting warnings coming in here left and right with this. We'll see what this one's for. Still have storms down here towards the Ohio River that are still warned here for gigantic size hail. We're just going to say gigantic size hail. This is baseball size hail being reported down here in Vienna area in southern Illinois by the border of Kentucky here. Tornado is still tagged as possible with this storm down here. So keep an eye on that storm. That's going to be down here in the county of Johnson, Pope, and Mason counties still, as well as Pulaski and Ballard County underneath that storm. So we're going to keep it right there on this radar. We're going to keep it zoomed in up here on this one up here by Palmyra. Yes, baseball size hail, Rachel. That is insane. The warning down there by the Ohio River is for baseball size hail. So this storm right here does look like it's trying to at least maybe broadening out just a bit, maybe. It's hard to tell. Let's go ahead and take a velocity look on this. Yeah, still very much rotation back in there. Pretty much over bar still. Moving, very slow moving storm with this. A very slow moving area of rotation with this storm, which is typically good news. We don't want a very fast moving tornado. All right, that tornado warning is now extended now over into what just came in now. It's everywhere. It's everywhere at this point. That warning just got extended over from Wentzville area over into Calhoun, Illinois now. So now 3 tornado warnings coming in. They're just coming in left and right, guys. This is insane for southern Illinois right now. This is going to be for Calhoun County. Again, not seeing much in the way of rotation on radar. That's okay, Freedom. It's fine. But this is going to be an area of concern. We'll have to keep an eye on that as well. Nothing here that indicates on the ground. The warning does indicate for radar indicated. So nothing confirmed there by spotters or radar from the NWS. So 3 warnings now. Calhoun County, you have a warning, radar indicated rotation. Looking at Greene County, as well as Jersey County, Southern Greene County, Northern Jersey, radar indicated rotation, tornado warning for that one. And the one up further north that was confirmed visually by a streamer, still observed on the warning here, moving over the area of Barr towards Palmyra and Heddick in the county of Macoupin. Looking at our CC product here, our CC tells us if anything could be on the ground, which we saw a little bit of one back here. Right there, we see a good indication that there could be a tornado there. It did continue a little bit further to the east. Very dusty tornado, didn't really hit much anything apparently. Good news. Usually when it hits a barn or a structure, we'll have a debris ball, definitive debris ball being lofted, invisible here on radar, but we did not see that with the storm, so likely didn't have much of anything hit. Although I can't confirm that, it just would indicate that would not be the case based on radar trends. Regardless of a tornado or not, these storms have produced and are producing severe damaging winds up to 75 miles per hour, as well as golf ball or so size hail. Some storms down further south are reporting baseballs. Others are reporting quarters. So between that quarter and baseball size hail today is likely roughly right around the $50 size or so for a good middle ground. Looks like that just got continued. A new warning now for Meppen and Brussels, Illinois, which is going to be down here. We just talked about that. That's going to be still radar indicated here. And velocity on that does not look impressive at all for a tornado at all. So not too concerned down here. A lot of these warnings are pretty close to the radar. The one further to the north here is not, which is also why we had a hard time seeing it. But this one down here towards the Calhoun County area, Illinois, is close to the radar. So we should be getting a good indication that something could be on the ground, but there's not right now. Let's double check that with the airport radar here. The airport radar gives us a look really close to the ground. And all I'm seeing with this is just straight line winds. I don't see much in the way of any tornado. Not saying it's not going to happen, but the radar right now is indicating more so wind right now than any tornado. You can actually see on the airport radar, I had a really good look at the rotation up where Brandon was, where the other radar did not. And it's been pretty consistent rotation up there as well. So this is why we love the airport radars. They're really close to the ground, which is, I didn't realize that could reach all the way up there. So that's good news. We have a little bit of an extra push there. That's really strong rotation still. Watching his stream here, I don't see anything on the ground, although he is repositioning eastward. So we'll have a good visual here momentarily, I'm going to assume. Looking for other reports of damage here. Okay, so we have 3 tornado warnings in effect here for Illinois area, Macoupin County, Southern Greene, Northern Jersey, and then also Calhoun County, all underneath this warning, all underneath warning, should I say, for a tornado. One observed tornado happened near this town of Barr between Athensville and Greenfield. That moved to the east. Unsure if it's still on the ground or not. Okay. Still some rotation in there. Could still be on the ground. It's very hard to tell with that. Looks like it was on the ground just to the west of Bar here. That'd be a pretty good indicator there. Looks like it might have been on the ground there, but it might have lifted as it moved into Bar. It might be trying to cycle a bit further to the south as well. We'll have to keep an eye on that. It's still very hard to tell if that's rotation. That could be on the ground or not. But down here, back here, was a little bit more tighter than what this is now. So we'll keep an eye on that. The warning still says observed. It expires in 12 minutes for Macoupin County. Area of rotation now between Palmyra, Heddick, and Bar, moving due east at roughly about 25 or so miles per hour. New warning somewhere here in the region. Not sure where at, but we'll get to that if something comes in for Illinois. Our coverage area is mainly Illinois, but also when storms are close to the border of, whatever state we cover, we try our best to stay on those storms as well. So we do have a warning that was in Wentzville area about half hour ago. That is now extended over into Calhoun County. And there in far southwest Illinois. It is a tornado warning, but it does not indicate anything is close to being on the ground. Looking at some of these velocity pictures, I don't see much in the way of anything to be concerned about in terms of rotation. There are some areas there, but overall not overly concerned at this point for those areas. All right, looks like a new severe warning has been issued. Not really sure for what counties. Might be down here further south. Pope County. I see that got extended here as well, but that is about it. I don't see any new warnings here for these storms we've been covering, so we're going to take back our radar out of Lincoln, Illinois, and stay on the storm. Still a really intense velocity picture down there between Bar and Heddick, now pushing east. It should stay south of Palmyra. It should stay north of Heddick, although I do want to point this out as well. Go ahead and overlay radar with this. Might be two areas of rotation trying to form. We'll keep an eye on that. So other tornado warnings here are for northern Jersey as well as southern Greene County. Not really seeing much in the way of significant rotation with this storm. It is warned. It's still radar indicated as well as 1-inch size hail, so quarter size hail as well as rotation with this storm. There's a bit of weak rotation here just west of Kane, about to cross Highway 67 here. So if you guys live in this warning here, it looks like Kane is the only major area. There's Jalapa here. I don't see anything else. No townships, no other major population centers. There's one Old Kane and then Kane. So pretty rural area, which is good news. But still, if you guys happen to be watching, living in these warning areas, please heed these warnings and take shelter. Yeah, this area of rotation up here by Heddick and Bar is still picking up. Is there anything there on the ground? Not that we see. Let's try the other radar. Might be two areas. Like I said, two areas here trying to form, but this one down here further to the south, impressive. It might be trying to pass off south. We're going to have to watch these both areas here. Sometimes these supercells can like to pass off to the south. Now you see how this area down here is really bright and green color here, greenish white color. We're starting to see some rotation down here with this, but the area of main concern right now is up here by Bar and Heddick. But we're going to watch the southern area here closely to see if it's going to try and cycle back off and hand off to the south, which is what these storms like to do. But looking on the radar, it wouldn't really indicate that'd be likely because there's really nothing down here. But this could be trying to form back further south, which looks like it's trying to extend there. So I'll have to keep an eye on that closely. If that does happen, Carlinville, Standard City would be the two areas of main concern. Carlinville is outside of the warning for both severe and tornadic. So that'd be the area of most concern if that were to cycle further south, although I don't think that's just so hard to tell. Let me hit this full back here. I got Brandon's stream coming back up now. So if you're just tuning in here, we had a tornado on the ground a little bit ago, about 15 or so minutes ago. We had a spotter, not our chaser, but you guys may have heard of him, Brandon Kopic. He had a confirmed tornado that was on the ground, which prompted the warning. He is still chasing here. I have a stream running in the background. We shouldn't be bringing that in. It's not right to do that. It's his content, not ours. But I just want to get you guys the visual on that just so it was just so you guys had the visual, just make sure you guys knew it was on the ground. So if you're looking at, a lot of people look at a warning and say, okay, it's just a warning, not going to heed it. But if somebody sees a tornado coming at them, it more so hopefully would help them say, all right, I got to take shelter now. There we go. Tornado warning still remains in effect here for Greene, southern Greene County, as well as northern Jersey. Area of rotation does appear to be pretty weak. With that storm, it is still warned, radar indicated rotation. Same thing goes for Calhoun County down here further south. Not seeing anything on radar that would indicate anything is close to producing a tornado, as radar indicated. And then the other one here is still says observed tornado warning, 4-minute expiration time. So this will expire soon. They may extend it though. I'm not sure what they're going to do with that. Looking at the storm itself, looks pretty structurous. Still not seeing any reports of damage coming in from these warnings here, which is good news. We are seeing multiple videos of that tornado coming in now. That was near Bar. So about 10, 15 minutes ago, we had a confirmed tornado that was on the ground. Although it doesn't look like it is on the ground anymore, it still is a possibility because, okay, there you go. New warning now has been extended. They updated it now to say radar indicated. So they're saying it is now lifted off the ground, but the rotation remains. So they extended the tornado warning further to the east. Now includes Standard City, Anderson, Chopper, Millwood. As also go ahead and say Girard as well. Although the warning does stop at Girard, you are basically close to it, I still take shelter. This storm is moving pretty slowly here. It says 25 miles per hour, so it's a very slow moving storm. But looking at the latest scan here on the left side of your screen, this is your wind velocity. It's it's a mess. Looks very cluttered here. Very hard to tell if anything's there. I would say no. But again, I think the storm. Go ahead and take a zoom out here. We'll go ahead and take back our one panel look. Take a look at our radar. This storm here looks like it has that hook still on radar, although it's kind of disorganized. Looking back here further to the west, this storm down here looks more so intriguing on the radar. It's like a little bit of a snake. Look at that. It's like a snake. But right now, the rotation with this storm is quite minimal. It's there, but it's not overly concerning. Let's take a peek further south here. Just got a new warning here. I'm not sure what for, but go ahead and take a peek further south here at these storms. They are warned for now quarter size hail and also ping pong ball size hail. So this northern storm, give you guys the county names here in a second. The northern warning is going to be for Johnson, Pope, and Massac counties again. And the southern storm is going to be for Ballard as well as Pulaski counties. Northern storm is warned for 1-inch size hail, so quarters. The south storm is warned for ping pong, as well as 60-mile-per-hour winds on both. Just a lot of wind and a lot of hail with these southern storms. All right, they dropped the warning on the other two storms, which is probably the right call here. I didn't see too much on velocity that would concern me, but the warning that was observed a little bit ago still remains, as radar indicated now on the rotation. Once that expires, we'll probably look to hop off here. Just got a new warning somewhere issued. Not sure where. All I hear is the alert in my background. I'm not sure where it's at, though. But we're going to focus right here. I wouldn't be shocked if they were to drop this one too. I don't really see much in the way of any significant velocity with this. This can be for Missouri, Holly Bluff, Missouri. That's going to be a severe warning. So out of our viewing area. Regardless of tornadoes, this is going to be, or should I say, these storms will be likely a lot of hail and wind producing storms as they push across southern Illinois tonight and towards Indiana later tonight. These are likely going to be producing hail and wind all across the southern part of the state, with the chance of isolated tornadoes as well. Although the threat for that isn't too high, it definitely is something to consider and also mention, just because we already had one earlier today. But also just keeping in mind that the environment does favor tornadic development in a small way today. Severe warnings still in effect here for a large portion. Macoupin County, pretty much all of Macoupin County here looks to be in this warning, as well as Jersey, Greene, Calhoun, Madison, yeah, Madison as well as St. Clair counties, all under severe thunderstorm warnings for 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-size hail, and they'd also mentioned the possibility of a tornado being on these storms as well. Right now, rotation is quite weak with these storms. See the closest one. Really, I don't think there's any. I don't really see any storms to be concerned about in terms of tornadoes right now. There is one warning still up here for the storm that was um, producing a tornado, but right now it is since lifted. The warning does remain in effect though until uh, 6 o'clock Central Time. Once this warning expires, we'll look to probably hop off here. I don't see this strengthening again momentarily, so I think we're going to be safe to do so. Although I do want to bring up the KILX radar further to the north here and look at the velocity on this storm now. Yeah, so this is trying to. I'm trying to cycle back through here near Carlinville, Standard City, where this red and green is meeting. All right, new tornado warning now for the storm to the south. This area of rotation now just east of Kane, Jalapa, just popped in here. This is southwestern Illinois, April. So this new warning is going to be for Macoupin County once again, as well as south. We're not going to say that county because it's out of the area. It is for southeastern Greene County as well, but the area of rotation is out of that county, moving all the way in towards Macoupin. So north and east corner of Jersey County, all the way through central Macoupin County for that secondary warning here. Area of interest down here back to the east of Kane. Nothing here in our debris product that we see, but the rotation has picked up over the past couple of scans here. Likely would have some potential there for that to put down next couple of minutes. Rotation up further north here does look to be trying to strengthen a little bit. Go ahead and zoom in on that a little bit here. Route 4 here. I do have it pulled up here on stream. It is not on the ground. It's not very organized either that I see. Let's go ahead and get an idea here. Yeah, not really much there. Two areas of rotation here, one between Kane, Metamora, south of Rockbridge. Other areas now shifting to the south near Carlinville, just north of Carlinville, near Standard City, due west of Standard City. This is going to be for mainly Macoupin County, but also Jersey County. And on this warning, for both warnings, really, Macoupin has two. Jersey has that one in far northwest. So many warnings going on today, guys. Not seeing much in the way of anything too concerning on radar. I think the area of interest, more so right now at least, is going to be up here, just about to enter Standard City, Anderson, Chopper, Atwater areas. That would be the area that I'd be more so concerned about, as this is a little bit of a hook here coming down. Might be trying to form a little bit more so rotation there. Although the rotation we're seeing isn't very tight at all. In fact, it actually tightened or broadened back out here last scan, so that's good news. But that'd be the more so area of concern. There's still one down here as well that actually looks to be kind of strengthening as well. So both areas will be concerning, but I just want to point that out. It does look like it was trying to, at least on that last scan, try to tighten up on that northern cell near Standard City. Now there looks like down here there is a confirmed tornado across the border into Missouri now, heading toward the Illinois area. Oh wow, that's actually really tight over here. This will be moving more so toward the border here. What county is this? What county is this? Jefferson and St. Louis County, moving toward Arnold, Oakville, and Columbia, Illinois, next 20 minutes. That is some actually intense rotation that I'm seeing here. Let's look if we can see any debris ball with that. Yeah, there is a pretty defined debris ball there, just here over here towards Twin River Park, Echo Lake Ranch. Was on the ground there, and it still is on the ground here across I-30 south of Parkdale. That's where it's at right now. So that's moving toward Illinois here. It's about 20 miles away, 15, 20 miles away. We'll keep an eye on that storm closely. It's out of our viewing area, but it's close enough that we warrant some watching to that as that moves toward our area of coverage, which is going to be Monroe County in southwestern Illinois. I don't see anybody chasing that there, Freedom. I'm not sure if there's anybody chasing, but right now I don't see anybody on that storm down there in South St. Louis Metro. So two areas of interest here. They're both about equally as tight. They're not overly concerning, but they are there. First one's going to be just to the north of Carlinville, just south of Standard City here. Other one's going to be over here, just west of Medora, south of Rockbridge. These are both tornado warned and are radar indicated. So not confirmed, but they do have potential. That's a nasty looking hook. We're going to keep it back here on our velocity. Keep it on both these areas here. Again, tornado warnings in effect here in Macoupin County, as well as northwestern Jersey and southwestern Illinois. Well, these storms will progress eastward towards southern Indiana over the next couple hours. Potential for all hazards are possible, mainly going to be wind and hail, but tornadoes are possible with these storms as they push to the east into the Indiana area later on this evening. But first, we got to cross the entire state of Illinois. Alrighty, we have an upgrade now. This is now an observed tornado. Just about to cross over fully into Macoupin County, just exiting Jersey County. This is now confirmed. Let's see. Let's see who confirm this here. Not the radar I want. I want to go back here to ILX. 1 second, guys. There we go. This is now a confirmed tornado that is on the ground. I do not see any debris ball there. So just north of Medora, it looks like it's going to be that general area. The source on this is going to be weather spotters confirmed. So this is a storm chaser / weather spotter confirmed tornado now entering Macoupin County. So areas of interest here are going to be near the area of Medora. That's not the radar I want. I got to turn that off. It keeps automatically updating to me. Sick of that. So area of interest here just north of Medora. Going to be moving toward Chesterfield here, 111, Macoupin proper, Plainview, Carlinville. You guys are all in the path of this. Again, confirmed on the ground, although I don't see this on debris product or anything else. In fact, rotation to me looks pretty weak. So I'm not sure again if this is another like dusty spin up type tornado that just happened earlier. But now we have a secondary tornado confirmed. Probably in Jersey County, but pretty much on the Jersey Macoupin County county line. That is not what I want. I got to turn that off. I wish they would not do that. I can't read the information without clicking out of it. All right, we're going to take up the other radar here just for a minute. Good product that we have here to use is called NROT. There it is. So NROT is a product that tells us where rotation is. Basically just look at shear kind of stuff, our wind profiles. We're seeing quite a bit of it up here near Carlinville, but also a little bit down here by Medora. These storms are just cranking with winds, hail, and appear to be weak tornadoes. New warning has just been extended into the county of Montgomery. So Montgomery County now in a tornado warning. It is going to be radar indicated rotation, so it's not confirmed. But that area of interest is now crossing towards, it's honestly further south than what they probably should have put that warning further north or further south, should I say. Due east of Carlinville here near Womack, Barnett, Atwater, Zanesville, Shop Creek, Barnett, Honeybend. You guys are all in the path of this area of interest here, moving right along and just north of Route 108, just east of Carlinville, Illinois. Another area of interest down here just south of Staunton that is not warned for tornado at least. Let's go ahead and take a peek at that on radar. That could very well need a warning on that too. So these cells are cranking. And that might be a tornado right there just near Shipman. Let me go and check that on radar real quick. Would not be shocked. It's hard to tell. But area of interest now near Shipman looks to be really quite tight. They're just everywhere, guys. This is everywhere. Let's go ahead and take our velocity here. Just point these out really quick. Going down the line. First area of interest, Carlinville, east of Carlinville, riding 108. Down here further south, over Shipman, between Shipman and Medora. Area of interest here is an area of interest south of Chesterfield, north of Medora here. Further to the south here, area just south of Staunton, there's an area of interest here. Over here by Godfrey, another area, weaker area of interest over by Godfrey. Further south, areas here near Spanish Lake and Ferguson. They're just hard to keep up with, guys. Very hard to keep up with. Looking on our debris product, I don't see anything on the ground at this point. Really strong straight line winds do appear to be ongoing with this storm. Looks like, though, what's going on with these storms is we have some areas of rotation for sure within this line. This one near Shipman looks most intriguing to me. That might be on the ground. Um, that's really tight. But one thing I want to point out, though, is this radar that I'm using is from central Illinois, up here near Lincoln, up here. So the radar beam down here is further off the ground. So what's going on with these storms is there may be a um, upper level, what we call mesocyclone, or what can cause tornadoes. But if we go to the radar down here in St. Louis, which is closer to the ground, we're not seeing as many spots of rotation. We see a couple here. We're not really seeing rotation, though. It's just more so straight line winds. So what could be happening is the meso, or the area of rotation, is above the ground quite a significant amount of feet, close probably 3, 4, 5,000 feet, but the closer you get to the ground, it's not making it all the way to the ground. So we may not be seeing the whole picture here. So while there's probably rotation with these storms, it's going to be interesting to see where exactly those are going to be exactly. Now we have 5 warnings now for tornadoes in Illinois. Let's go ahead and read these off really quickly here. In fact, let's go ahead and take a 2 panel look here really quick for you guys and zoom out. Go ahead and take the other radar here. So new warnings now have just been issued. Let's go ahead and start with the very bottom county. That has a confirmed tornado moving into the county of Northern Monroe. It's going to be South Illinois. Area of interest over Arnold and Oakville, crossing the border into Illinois right now. That warning does get extended further to the east for St. Clair County. So Northern Monroe and most of St. Clair County is now in that tornado warning, moving in toward Dupo, Columbia, and Belleville, Westview, Millstad area. Let's go further north, Madison County tornado warning. This one looks more so interesting to me. Could have some quick spin ups along that line here. We zoom in here, we see some notching on the QLCS type of setup here. We have these little backward C shapes kind of bump out all along that line. Could have some spin up tornadoes. Nothing confirmed on that one, but that's going to be for Madison County. Further north, confirmed tornado in Macoupin County near Shipman and Chesterfield. That could have a tornado. And another one up here for Montgomery, as well as, I want to say this is Macoupin as well. Yeah, Macoupin and Montgomery counties as well. Further to the north, there is an area of interest near Standard City, moving east. All these are moving east at around 35 miles per hour. So we have four total warnings here in effect for a tornado in west southwestern Illinois. And area of interest, more so that intrigues me, is right here heading toward Mitchell, Poac, Edwardsville, and Glen Carbon. If not for a tornado, for extremely strong winds here. I see that we do have a chaser on the Radar Omega map here that is out ahead of that line. I'm going to go and take him behind the scenes here and watch his stream to see what he is seeing. Get this set up here so I can watch that. Unfortunately, we really can't bring that into. We'll let you guys watch live. It is not our stream, so we don't really want to get copyright and stuff like that. But we do want to pull that up so we can communicate what he is seeing over to you guys. But these winds moving in toward Granite City, Namoki, are close to 70 miles per hour, and these are actually reaching the ground more than likely because we are so close to this radar here that we're only a few hundred feet off the ground. There could be a spin-up tornado right now just to the east of Granite City near Pontoon Beach. I almost had a hard time saying that. Pontoon Beach and Molenbrook. There could be a tornado on the ground right here. It is notched out very well. About to cross Highway 111 here towards 255, Glen Carbon, Maryville, Troy in the path of this. That could very well be on the ground right now. Let's go ahead and see if we have a debris ball on our radar product here. We might actually have something on the ground right there, just south of Four Corners. Let's go ahead and take a 4-panel look at this. Yeah, that is that's on the ground. that is looks to be on the ground at least. I'm gonna get this set up here. 251, 251. So close to tell, but that's likely on the ground. Moving in toward Four Corners, Stallings, Donkville, Maryville, Glen Carbon in the path of this. We're gonna keep an eye on this very closely here. Just to the east of Granite City in Illinois, this is going to be for the county of Madison. We'll see what they do with this warning here, but very likely a tornado on the ground here, just south of Pontoon Beach. Don't want to ignore other areas as well. We do have multiple areas of rotation here on radar that we're going to be watching very closely. It's just hard to keep track of these all, but these are likely multiple areas here that could have been tornadoes here. So this is going to be interesting over the next couple hours to track this. Looking at the further north warnings, I don't see much in the way that could be on the ground right now. There's one area just south of Carlinville that may have something, but right now I'm not seeing that on our debris product. But if you are in these tornado warnings, do take immediate shelter. These are very quick spinning, or should I say very fast moving, and they spin up very quickly, so they're going to be on top of you before you guys know it. Waiting for a new scan here just south of Pontoon Beach to see if this is going to grow or if this could be clear air. I do believe that is a tornado that is on the ground just south of Pontoon Beach in Madison County, Illinois, just to the east of St. Louis metro area. Waiting for the new scan to come in. Let's go ahead and take the airport radar here again. They may have a good scan with this. Yeah, that's more than likely still on the ground there. Crossing just south of 162, about to cross Highway 255. Waiting for a new scan. That's all I can do at this point. All right, new scan does not appear to be anything. Hold on, further south there. Hard to tell. It is hard to tell. This entire line from central Missouri all the way up to central Indiana or Illinois, should I say, is warned for some type of severe hazard, whether it's large hail, damaging winds, or a tornado. It is warned. So this is a very severe line of storms pushing across South Illinois right now. I do not see any debris ball now. It could have very briefly touched ground there, although I cannot confirm that at all. The latest scan does broaden out, so it may have been on the ground for a very brief minute. Let's go ahead and zoom in really quick here and see what it would have hit if it was on the ground. Oh, it would have been right over the lake. So that may have actually been a tornado there. There is a lake, looks like a lake there, so it wouldn't have flung any debris up there. So that was likely a tornado. What appears to be what a tornado would have likely a tornado on the ground there, but right now I'm not sure yet. We'll have to wait for new scan. A new warning, tornado warning, has just been issued to the north of this one. It's going to be for, again, southern Madison and also or northern Madison and southern Macoupin County. Once again, for Dorsey, Bunker Hill, Staunton, and Warden. This is going to be a new warning here. This is going to be for radar indicated rotation. All right, just want to get that going up here. Watching this line very closely at this point for just debris balls. There's so many warnings here that we possibly cannot track them all at once. So more so speaking, just going back to a two-panel look here for you guys. Wind velocity is on one and the debris product is on the other. This is a little bit easier to look for a possible tornado, but there's just so many warnings here. Madison County, St. Clair County, Monroe County, St. Louis County, Macoupin County, Madison, I already said that, Macoupin, Montgomery, all under tornado warnings. Another warning just got issued here. I'm not sure for where. Looks like it might be a severe warning further to the south here. north towards St. Louis Metro. Not sure on that, but that's what it appears to be at this point. But all along this line here, these winds are cranking above 60 to 70 miles per hour all along this line. Just pushed through St. Louis metro area into Illinois now. So this is nuts. This is one of those days that, yeah, it's just everywhere. All I can really tell you guys, if you are out ahead of this line, St. Clair County, Randolph County, Monroe County, Clinton County, Washington County, Bond County, Montgomery County, Shelby County, Christian County, all the way up here toward Macon County. You guys need to be inside. There's no excuse. Bond, Clinton, Washington, Jackson, Randolph, Marion, Jefferson, um, Franklin, just get indoors, get prepared for the storm. It is cranking at the very least 70, 60, 70 mile per hour winds. Likely going to have some amount of spin up tornadoes within this line of storms. Where exactly, I have no idea. It's possible all along this line right now. The entire line currently is tornado warned and also severe warned. Another warning just came in now for a new warning up here towards Carlinville. There's now a radar indicated rotation. This is going to be, again, an extension from Macoupin County. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tornado warnings in effect right now for southwestern Illinois, as well as a plethora of severe thunderstorm warnings. All along this line does have potential. I don't see anything that would indicate anything is on the ground right now, but these happen very quickly. They're going to be very easy to miss, especially with so many of these. I'm not going to be able to keep up with all of these. Bear with me here as I get some information posted to the page. I'm working solo today, so I apologize. Just bear with me here. One more post here for the Illinois page. We'll be back here to tracking these. All right. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Just want to get a post out to the page for those of you who are not watching this stream. So we do have a plethora of tornado and severe warnings here across southwestern Illinois. Multiple areas here of rotation as well as intense straight line winds are likely occurring. So I really can't get too specific with certain storms. They're likely going to have embedded tornadoes all along this line. Although 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 currently tornado warnings that are in effect. So reading off some counties here that need to be in their shelter right now. So Monroe County, St. Clair County, Madison County, Looks like we're going to go up here to Macoupin County as well as Montgomery counties. You guys can be in your shelters now, downstream, not in currently warnings, but closing in on these areas: Bond, Clinton, Washington. What county is this? Perry County. And Jackson counties. You guys need to be in your, getting not in your safe place, but being prepared to get indoors and hunker down as these storms pass, regardless of a tornado or not. They're producing likely 70+ mile per hour winds with these storms. They all have potential for a spin up tornado. It's really hard to track these when there's so many of these happening because it's just so incredibly difficult here. So pardon me if you can't really see the screen. I'm just kind of looking through here. All right, there is a tornado here on the ground just west of Warden. Yep, that is a tornado right there. That debris ball is right there. So we're going to take our, we got to find it first. I'm under the radar here. Okay, right here. Cool. Pop this in. All right, this is a tornado right now that is on the ground. That's just touched down west of Warden, south of Staunton. Very stout debris ball there. That's pushing to the east at right around 30 to 40 miles per hour. About to cross Interstate 55 here. We actually have a chaser, not our chaser, but a chaser who is on the storm. This is going to cross very close to Warden, Livingston, Benny, New Douglas, anywhere along Highway 55, Interstate 55 here from Benny, Livingston area down to Hamel. This is currently on the ground here. It has just been upgraded now to a confirmed tornado that is on the ground now. This is going to be a confirmed per NWS as well as, okay, it's just radar confirmed. They're pretty obvious debris ball. So what we're seeing with this correlation coefficient, we see a very classic look here where anything larger than rain droplets or hail is being picked up in the atmosphere. It could be a car, it could be a 2x4, it could be a door. Anything that a tornado will launch in the atmosphere is going to show up here on this area of, or on this radar, should I say. When you correlate this side by side to the velocity here, we're going to take a velocity through the wind direction here. We see a very interesting feature here. You don't see rotation, but this is a very interesting look here where a very bright area of velocity is meeting a very dark area of the same color. So the reddish yellow orange color is meeting a darker reddish color. Doesn't always have to be the green and red meeting. Just let you guys know that, but it correlates very well here to this debris ball entering Warden right now. And Warden right now needs to be in their safe place now. There is a town there. There is I'd probably say about 500 to 1,000 people living in the Warden area, and it's about to impact the town of Warden. This is not a good situation. Hopefully it misses town to the north, which it may slightly miss up to the north here. But then that puts Livingston and Williamson in line further to the east of the states on the ground. And those areas look to be more populated. So if you live in Warden, if you live in Hamel, Livingston, again, this county is going to be Madison County. Again, we actually have another tornado that is on the ground further to the south near the Edwardsville area. This is going to be upgraded now to a tornado warning. This is also going to be damaging tornado here. Where is this located? They don't say where. Near Glen Carbon. So we also have an indication of another tornado here near Glen Carbon further to the south, which is going to be offline here to the south right down here. And we see a debris ball showing up on our radar right there near Edwardsville. So two tornadoes now on the ground at the same time. One just south of Staunton, it's getting a little bit bigger here, just north of Warden. Looks like Warden is going to be missed by this tornado, luckily. But still a very interesting debris ball there, very clear cut on the ground, about to cross Highway 55, Interstate 55 here in the next 2 to 5 minutes. We got with chaser Vince Walty, who is up on that storm. I unfortunately cannot bring his stream in to this stream, but I will have it pulled up behind. He is going to have a visual here for this storm. He is right behind the rotation. His location is right here in Hamel. Rotation is right up to his north. He is driving to the north. Looking all along this line, looks like another area of interest down here. We were talking about near Glen Carbon. Okay, so pretty big debris ball here showing up between Prairie Town, Holiday Shores, as well as Warden. Yeah, I'm watching it, Freedom. I'm watching it. Watching the stream here, seeing what's happening. This tornado is going to cross very close to Warden here, just north of the town itself. It's going to cross. New scan should put it somewhere about ready to cross Highway 4 here between Highway 4 and Interstate 55. Interstate 55 is a two-lane highway, so it's pretty congested right now, actually, as well. That's not like a situation if everybody's on the highway in the path of this. It's blinding rain. They're not going to see this coming at them. So very dangerous situation here as this tornado approaches Interstate 55 towards Livingston. Livingston, as well as Binney, as well as Staunton. You guys need to be in your safe place immediately. This tornado is heading right for you. It is on the ground. Latest scan is now off the ground. It could still be on the ground. Latest scan, though, went from a pretty clear-cut debris ball here just north of Warden to a pretty much nothing here. But it could still be on the ground. It may not be lifting anything. Let's go ahead and take a look at our take a look at the radar here. It is over a wooded area, so the debris ball may have just since weakened. It could still be on the ground there. It's just not tossing anything in the atmosphere, like house debris or barns or stuff like that. It could still loft trees, but usually when it goes over trees, it's a little bit harder to see that. So it could still very well be there. Very clear cut in the last scan there. So it's likely not on the ground anymore, although it could be. If it is, it's heading right in toward Livingston. All right. Brand new tornado warning. 4 more counties being added into this warning. Looks like Bond County looks like, Clinton County and Washington County, as well as St. Clair counties look to be added to that warning. Bond, Clinton, Washington, and St. Clair's all in a tornado warning. A 4 county, warning being issued here, saying that a severe line of storms capable of producing both tornadoes and extensive straight line wind damage is located from O'Fallon to Livingston, moving east at 45. The radar indicator rotation is all over this line. That is the largest tornado warning I've ever seen in my life. That's 4 counties wide. So in addition to that, further north here, Montgomery County, Macoupin County, as well as Madison County, further back here to St. Clair County, you guys remain in tornado warnings. Monroe County as well. We have at least 10 counties or so underneath tornado warnings at this point in time. We have reports of damage coming out of the St. Louis metro area. Both hail and damaging winds, as well as flooding. So all hazards really in effect here today with this line of storms here. So let's go ahead and zoom back in here to that storm that had a tornado on the ground. We did see a pretty clear-cut debris ball there for a few scans from the Warden area, West Warden, near Bethelto. See how debris ball there touched down roughly on Rankin Road and State Route 159, that area. And that pushed just south of Prairie Town. Grew larger here, populated area, grew larger, chuck debris, reached its peak there just to the east of Prairie Town. And next scan, it did broaden back out. Also, scan after that did broaden back out even further. So likely not on the ground. If it is, to be right over Livingston. Still possible it could be on the ground there. It's pretty impossible to say for sure. Another area of interest now near Marine is catching my eye. Let's go ahead and take back the area here, either radar for this. So this area up here of where I have this, if you can see the red dot, it's kind of hard to see on this radar, but my mouse is circling it right now. This area here could produce a tornado just north of Marine. Area up here near Livingston could be producing a tornado. Further to the south here, this area near Belleville, Fairview Heights could be producing a tornado. Further south here near Waterloo, watch that area. Doesn't look too impressive, but that could also be a tornado producer. Goodness gracious. I'm going to take a quick break, guys. I got to grab some water and take a quick break here. So I'm going to leave this up on your screen. I will be right back. I'm going to go ahead and type a quick note here for those of you just tuning in. There we go. A new tornado warning just got issued. Go ahead and read that off really quickly here. This is going to be for what looks to be Christian County, I want to say. Go ahead and click that. Montgomery County, sorry, Montgomery County. So the county below Christian. So Montgomery County now, tornado warning goes in effect. Radar indicator rotation as well as $half size hail. I will be right back, guys. All right, I am back here. Stretch my legs out for a minute. So I'm going to take back my other radar here really quickly here. This entire red box here is a tornado warning. I have never seen anything quite like this before. It's just there's just so many areas here where there could be potential areas of rotation in tornadoes. So let's go ahead and go one by one here on these counties one more time. So Bond County, Clinton County, Washington County, St. Clair County, Madison County, Macoupin County, all under tornado warnings here. Two of these are confirmed to be on the ground. Likely going to have more here momentarily. One near Grant Fork Marine area looks to be really quite tight. We're going to go and zoom on the latest scan here very quickly. There we go. This area here on the top right of your screen where this velocity was bright colors being a little bit darker color, just to the west and south of Grant Fork there, that's going to be an area to watch. There's no debris ball, but it does bear a lot of watching as that is a classic QLCS spin up type of look on radar. Up here, same thing applies here. It's west of Sorrento, east of Livingston, south of Washville. The same thing applies. Really bright colors here, meeting really off color green here. Up here, same thing applies to this one near Raymond, north of Litchfield. Same thing applies. A brighter red color, meaning a little bit off color, greenish gray. All those areas, potential tornadoes, all the way down this line. Could have another little bit of an area there south of Belleville, north of Smithton. Smithton, yeah, okay. So all these areas really need to be on alert. I don't see anything on debris products at this point, but it does not mean anything's on the ground. It just means that the radar is not picking up any debris being lofted. All right. This escalated very quickly. Luckily, not seeing anything on the ground, but like I said about 2 minutes ago, there are multiple areas we are watching where we could see some tornadoes spinning up. Overall, though, this is a dangerous line of storms. All right. Any word on Brandon Kopik? He was right there. Yeah, he's still chasing. He had a confirmed tornado earlier, but he's up here near Zanesville. On this area of rotation still near Raymond. It could spin up a tornado there. We'll keep an eye on the streams. I have streams going behind the scenes. I cannot really show them to you guys. I made an exception earlier. I probably shouldn't have. But I just wanted to get you guys the visual there for like 5-10 seconds of that confirmed tornado. And that's what I did. So hopefully, if he finds out about that, he's not too upset. If you're watching this, Brandon, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that, but well, I did mean to do that. I just didn't think it'd be that big of an issue. But right now, he is out ahead of this line that could spin up a tornado near Zanesville, Harvey area. All of these storms are warned at this point for a tornado. At this point, though, it's really not seeing signs of anything that is on the ground with these storms. Oh, cut out! I did not know that. I have Vince's going because he was on those storms earlier. I did not see Brandon's stream cut out there. I did not see that. Yeah, so good news is we're not seeing anything on rotation here. Looks to be kind of almost dying down just a bit, although I'm not going to say that I'm not going to say that lightly. These storms are still producing a large amount of wind, probably close to 70 plus mile per hour wind along these lines. Still seeing if one or two areas of rotation that would be more so concerning. Right now, though, it looks like they're mostly disorganized. Not going to say it's not going to be over. I'm not saying it's over. I'm just saying that right now it looks to be at least a little bit more subdued than what it was about 10, 15 minutes ago. Probably had 1, 2, 3, 4 tornadoes so far in Illinois today. Let's go ahead and look at our debris product here and line this up just so we have a better idea perhaps of where something could be. I'm on the wrong radar to show you guys. I'll go ahead and flip that over right now. And I'm going to eat a little bit here. So I'm going to mute myself and I'm just going to keep an eye on radar, so on and so forth. But I'll be here behind the scenes eating for right now. So I'm going to put myself back on break. I'm going to eat. I'll hop back on here, but I will be watching radar. And if anything catches my eye, I'll pop back on here. So give me like 5 or so minutes. All right, guys, I am back here. Just ate my dinner. I'm gonna get my water here and dive back in. So far, not seeing anything other than this one area I zoomed into that would look overly concerning. Although on the left, right side of your screen here, um, in the reddish and uh, white colors, I guess, yellow colors, all on this line here. 60 to 70 plus mile per hour gusty winds, straight line winds, likely occurring with this storm. So, no matter tornado or not, these storms are warned for a tornado. But regardless of one actually happening, these winds are probably equivalent. Straight line winds are equivalent to more than likely a weak tornado. So, with that being said, it's very important that you guys are taking shelter immediately. Um, at the very least indoors, but because these are capable of producing a tornado, if you're out ahead of these storms, you should be in your basement or center part of your house. Got a new warning coming in, not sure for where just yet, but okay, down here, new tornado warning now. Further south here, here we go again with these warnings. Further to the south here, this is going to be for what appears to be Randolph County, as well as southern Monroe County. So Randolph and Monroe in South Illinois. Get a drink there. Under a tornado warning now, and this is going to be for a radar indicated rotation. This is going to go for 40 minutes. So roughly going to expire here at 7:15 Central Time. We also have that tornado warning here out ahead of this line. A little bit of indentation here near Pocahontas, which could be something to watch here for a potential spin up. I'll go ahead and zoom in on my other radar here so I have a good look at that. We'll zoom way in here. Okay, so I had that pulled up on the other back end of things. You guys can't see, but I do have it pulled up back over here where I am watching this closely, watching for a debris ball very closely. But we do have this area here of interest. I don't like being that close to the camera, so I'm going to just leave that off, honestly. There we go. But this area right here where you see an indentation out near Pocahontas, this is where we're looking at right here, which could be a little bit of rotation trying to pick up there. I would actually hedge my bet is trying to produce a tornado right now. We'll see if it touches down. We'll see if there's any debris ball here. Next couple of scans. Right now, I don't see that, although it is definitely has potential to tighten up into a tornado here. It does appear to be at least trying. This is going to be near Pocahontas, heading toward Mount, or should I say, Pleasant Mound, Hookdale, and Keysport, heading that general direction. It's got some rural farmland areas to go through before it gets to those places. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit out ahead of this and get an idea here. Looking at Talmelco, there's Pleasant Mound. Here's 127, 143. Dudleyville, Beaver Creek would be in the path of this. Again, not seeing anything on the ground at the latest scan, although I'm 3 minutes old on the debris scan. We'll have to wait to get that latest scan here. In fact, let's go ahead and try to overlay that on the left side of my screen to see if this product is loaded quicker. It is actually loaded quicker. I do not see anything there with that latest scan on the debris product. So we'll go ahead and zoom back out. We'll take a peek around the area again. Another area up here. Be more so concerned about near Harville, Witt, Irving, those areas. May see something try to spin up on the backside up here just south of Harville. We had to watch that close. Further north here, just rain showers at this point. But all along this line, we're going to have a potential here for a spin up tornado as the environment is favorable for that today. Although they should be very quick and usually pretty weak in nature. So I'm not expecting too much in the way of that being the case here. But this is looking quite interesting near Pocahontas, I must admit. Greenville, Pleasant Mound, Talmadge, Dudleyville, Hookdale, Beaver Creek. Here's Highway 127, just north of Highway 143, south of Interstate 70. That area, I would be taking your safety precautions now. I don't see any debris being lofted on the radars here, but it would be capable of producing a tornado. Keep it right there and keep an eye on that. But a couple other areas up here. This area this area right here, as this line is pushing out this way, air is going to rush back behind it this way as well. So we could have someone trying to spin up right in this general area, which you're seeing a little bit of rotation try to pick up there. So we'll have to watch that area as well. There's so many areas along this line which could spin up a tornado, but right now only a few have been confirmed so far from St. Louis to where these storms are. No, Michigan is not in this storm, Jordan. We could have some thunderstorms here later on, but no severe weather is expected. Just keep an eye on all these scans in the background here. I got 2 radars running. So if anything does happen, we will let you guys know immediately. Gotta take that off here. I'm not back here. I am actually, I'm back. I'm not actually on break, so I gotta take that off. Appreciate you guys tuning into these streams. Be sure to hit the like button for me. It helps us tremendously, whether you're on Facebook watching or on YouTube. We are live on both. Feel free to smash that like button. It helps the stream out significantly. Still looking at our debris product here. I still don't see anything interesting here, which is great news. But this line is still producing winds upwards of 70 miles per hour, if not a little bit higher than that. So we'll be having to keep an eye on this as it continues off to the east across southern Illinois. We have a chaser en route from central Indiana. He'll be setting up roughly just north of Indianapolis later on this evening. We'll be live on the Indiana account as well as Great Lakes Storm Chasing Network account. If you're watching this from Illinois Storm Chasing Network, we will be live over there if you guys want to watch coverage from out of state areas. A new tornado warning has just been extended, looks like, for what is Fayette County looks like. Fayette County just got a tornado warning. That'd be, yes, Fayette County as well. Oh, that's just Lane County. So new warning now for Fayette out ahead of this line. We see it blinking there. Vandalia, St. Elmo, Ramsey, you guys are on deck for this storm. It is radar indicated, expires in 48 minutes. Coming in, this is going to be for Shelby County, as well as extreme southern Christian County, southeastern Christian County, should I say. So Shelby and Christian County, tornado warning now in effect for you guys. These storms are moving off to the east at around 30 to 40 miles per hour. Double check that real quick. They're saying 45 at this point. So moving pretty good clip, not too slow, not too fast. We've seen storms go 70 or 80 miles an hour before. We've seen storms go 25. So 45 is a good middle ground. They should be clearing the state pretty quickly, or not quickly, but moving fairly quickly to at least clear the state, more than likely by 11 o'clock or midnight local time. So we have 6 official tornado warnings here in effect. No, I am not in stock. Or a few broadcasts ago, no. Are you talking like where I'm living, or like around, or what? If you're talking like these storms right now, these are not in Michigan. But if you're talking about like my chasing or where I'm from, we can talk about that here in a second. Just let me know what you're talking about. I am here. I just don't like the camera too close to my face. I might have to change the layout here later on. I don't like it up close to me, but I'm here. Hi. I am watching for debris lofting and stuff like that as well on the other radar. I still do not see anything that would indicate that being the case. I have a 4 panel look pulled up over here, radar, wind velocity, updraft strength, and also debris product. So this is going to be um, tracking this for a little bit. Although if hopefully if things subside here, I want to hop off here before we go live later on tonight for Indiana. I'm hoping to catch a break here. I've been on here for about 3.5 hours so far. So yeah, you take Stockbridge. If you're local to the area, if you take M50 out of Stockbridge and go into Lenawee County, I am about 20 miles from Stockbridge. I'm in Lenawee County near Tecumseh. But I am super familiar with the area. I drive through Stockbridge quite often, if not weekly, I think, actually. I go to Jackson every other week or so. So I am very familiar with the area. Chased here for about 10 years or so. Okay, hey, I know where that's at, Jake. Yep, I know exactly where that's at. I've actually been to Dansville a few times. Chased there. I went there for a high school football game a few years ago as well. And I also go to Jackson every other week. Looks like things are turning more so into a straight line wind event. I don't want to call off the stream too early because we still have active tornado warnings, but basically these warnings are in effect as a precautionary measure because this line is capable of producing quick spit up tornadoes. So they can happen very quickly between 1 or 2 scans. It's hard to track these. We've likely had probably 4 or 5 already happen in the state of Illinois already today. We could likely have more, but we also have another live stream to do a little bit later on this evening, which I'll be hosting. So I do want to catch a break here. And right now, I think is a good time just because more so of most of this is trending in a way of straight line winds. There's maybe 1 or 2 areas in here of immediate concern that I would look for. But at this point in time, I think this is safe to kind of say at this point it's kind of on not a downtrend, but it's at a low point for right now. So with that being said, I'm going to wait like 1 or 2 more scans here before I actually officially hop off here. But I do want to just go ahead and cover this one more time here. These storms are in southern or so south central-ish Illinois, extending up here from Decatur area all the way back down to the border of Kentucky, with more development into, uh, Missouri, with more development here into Missouri. These are going to push to the east towards Indiana here over the next couple hours. We'll be going live for Indiana a little bit later on this evening. These storms will contain damaging straight line winds up to 70 miles per hour. Hail up to golf ball size is also possible, perhaps larger in isolated instances. Overall, these warnings that are in effect here are more so precautionary, because this line is capable of producing quick spin up type tornadoes that are very hard to predict and see. So these are more so precautionary. There's a couple areas of interest, but overall, most of the wind that I'm seeing now is straight line. We could see some spin ups along that line. Right now, there's no areas of interest, maybe one area, I'd say, but that's not overly concerning to me at this point, although that can change very rapidly. Although for right now, I think it's a good point to say we're going to take a break from the stream. Expect a stream later on tonight as these storms approach Indiana. We will have a chaser out who will be with us. At least that's the plan, at least. But for right now, I think it's a good time to say just take your precautions when these storms approach you. Likely going to be severe, if not for a tornado, then likely for golf ball size hail, up to golf ball size hail and up to 70 mile per hour winds. So with that being said, I'm going to end the stream here. I will continue posting on the page of the Great Lakes page here for any additional tornadoes that I see. But if you're in the path of these, heed all the warnings. Take them seriously. These have produced tornadoes. These have produced baseball-size hail, and they have been gusts up to 75 miles per hour that have been reported already with these storms. There continue to be warnings issued for these, so these will likely remain severe as they cross toward Indiana. So with that being said, we're going to hop off here, take a break. We'll be back on probably 2 hours or so as these storms approach the state of Indiana. With that being said, please hit the like button on your way out. I appreciate you guys for sticking around watching the stream. We'll see you guys later tonight. At least that's the plan for right now. Thanks, guys.